Welcome to You Hate to Hear It, where three musicians listen to a song. We watch the music video, we discuss the artist, we wade through the instrumentation and music, and then we try to decide how we feel about it. I'm Brian.
I'm Ryan. And today we
I'm
have
Jedd.
He's so good. He was already ready. You didn't have to do that.
No script or nothing. Damn, but consummate professional. So we
I
have
know my
a
own name. You guys
a man
believe that?
who knows his own name.
Jump
All right.
right in anytime, buddy.
All right. Well. Can we introduce you and then you can come out with?
With my name?
You know what I really forgot to do, which I should have done, is said like, how do you like to be known? I think this
I've
is
never been on a podcast before, so
yeah.
go ahead,
But
introduce me. I'm gonna hang back.
This is our great friend who is an immaculate musician, a man who there's nothing more than this man enjoys than listening to music and understanding it and loving it. And he's a great drummer. He is an amazing rapper. He is an amazing writer. He's an amazing producer. He is just the kind of guy that you want to get the opinion from when it comes to pop music, because he is talented. I gotta say. Let's. Why don't you introduce yourself, sir?
Oh man, that's a lot. My name is Jedd, and we've known each other since we were teenagers. And I live in North Carolina now, and I do rap a lot and listen to a lot of music, and have a lot of musician friends and that kind of thing. And I love pop music.
And you can cook a mean steak still, I imagine, right?
I think so. I think I've probably fallen off on the cooking skills, but too much spice, I think, for the general public.
But you can definitely rap about it still, man. I caught that track. What's that? What's the name of that track about cooking?
Oh, Brunswick stew.
Brunswick stew, man. Yeah, I highly enjoyed that track, man. That's phenomenal writing, great rapping as always.
And like we will do plugs later. But if people want to hear some of your music, man, where can they go to?
My music's on Spotify now.
Okay, Spotify. Give us some keywords.
Oh, just Jedd Tyler.
Jedd Tyler. That's JeddTyler.
Yeah. And I have like some tracks on Spotify and I'll keep making them.
Fuck yeah.
Because Tyler, the creator, was already taken. Dead Jedd was already taken.
Exactly.
Dead Jedd? That's a thing?
Yeah. It's a zombie. It's mostly raps about brains.
It's one of Chris Motionless's buddies.
Speaking of music and rapping and stuff, I have a friend here in North Carolina now who's a great piano player, and he played with jazz greats, in New Orleans and stuff. And we did a song on Christmas and Christmas Eve and stuff, which was like a Ellis Marsalis tune, like a piano tune.
Oh, yeah. Duke Ellis and Marcellus Washington? Or
like Wynton Marsalis' dad,
Wynton Marsalis. Oh, okay. Ellis Marsalis is Wynton Marsalis' dad. Wow, I did not know that. I am a fool.
But anyways, and it was like an unreleased song, and like when I rap, like I've always kind of just said a lot of BS or a lot of, just rap stuff or braggadocio or whatever. But like trying to go over a song like that was like, I felt this like almost like a sense of responsibility. Like, man, it's such a deep song, and my friend is so good at playing it. So I kept rewriting.
Oh, sweet.
I was like, I can't rap about politics. I can't rap about myself. I can't rap about rapping or normal things you'd hear in hip hop. So I ended up just kept cutting away until it was all just like, I tried to just make nothing but just images with no self-reference and no nothing, just imagery.
Sweet, man. Honestly, Jedd, I think a lot of your tracks have always had like quite a bit of poetry to it, like actual well thought out metaphors, visual metaphors and imagery that I wasn't finding, in the Razzcast track I was listening to. Or
Whoa. Let's not slam Razzcast to bring Jedd up. I think
okay.
There's room for all the kings.
Speaking of being a hater, like Razzcast fell off probably harder than like any rapper ever. Like
even more than Cannabis?
Ooh, no, yeah, Cannabis probably the worst.
Are you just a janitor in Canada?
Cannabis got slammed in like a live stage battle by a battle rapper named Disaster, with like all of the greats like watching him on his side, like Super Nat and Juice and all these. And it was just like everybody was just like trying to keep their face away from the camera just so they weren't like caught. Like
he got one of the old grab your cheeks and then just fall off.
He got destroyed so bad after 30 years of just being like, I'll battle anybody, anywhere, He did a battle and just got rocked. Anyways,
I will just say that the mind of the freestyler, that's a young man's game. The brain sometimes starts to ossify, and then you start to kind of just rely on old cheap tricks and dad jokes.
Like the rascal scooter of the psyche.
but like the thing about imagery and lyrics is like I could almost use that to segue into the Miley Cyrus song, you know, because that was the one thing that I didn't like about it was it didn't seem to have. It was just like a direct statement. There was really very little artistry or imagery in it, you know.
Yeah, that's perfect, man. Let's talk about it. So you chose for us this week Miley Cyrus, and what track are we going to be dissecting?
Flowers. So, Brian, I chose Miley Cyrus because, like I said earlier, like I think she's like a really talented singer. I think she's got like a natural, powerful voice with like very little affectation.
I 100% agree with you.
I just think she's really, really good. So I kind of, you know, would like hold a great singer in our time, like to like is worthy of critique in a way, you know?
Absolutely. Well, we like on this show, we like to punch up. We don't like to punch down. I don't go around like downtown Portland and like find the buskers and be like, this guy whose name was Greg Johnson and he was playing a song and I thought it fucking sucked and here's what sucked about it. Like, no, we what we do is we find people that are making a ton of money and have a ton of fans who absolutely adore them that we think are some in some possible way maybe participating in some type of cultural entropy. And I think that Miley maybe is not participating in that entropy in any other way except that she has been affected by it because she is someone with a distinct curve who in the beginning of her career, she's absolutely just a corporate spokesman for and doing her thing for her show.
Mm-hmm. Much like the Jonas Brothers, you know, a pop rock star who just came out of the Disney boot camp.
But she was Disney. I mean, Disney, the Disney Channel like teen lineup would not exist without Hannah Montana. Mm. And by some type of absolute
strong words, Brian. Strong words.
Yeah, sorry, Nick and other Jonas Brothers whose names I forgot since the Jonas Brothers episodes that we did. But like she showed up and absolutely just like came onto the scene post Hannah Montana, put out a relatively strong record that was, you know, did pretty well. But the songs were, I mean, they were pop trash. They were basically meant for middle school dances and shit like that. And then she comes out with her second album that had Party in the USA, and it was just like, well, this is actually like a pretty strong pop album that like can chart. People actually want to listen to it. I myself was kind of like, well, I mean, this isn't for me exactly, but like I could kind of dig it.
Tapping your toe a little bit more now.
A little bit more toe tapping. And then when she comes out with Wrecking Ball, you're kind of like, wow, this is an artist with something to say. Mm-hmm. This is a woman that actually has a clear musical vision for her own artistic journey and a message.
So that was the fourth album, I believe, called Bangers with a Z that came out in 2013. And that was when she started collaborating with, once again, someone we've spoken about during the Bananas episode, Pharrell. Pharrell came in and helped her with tracks on that. And this was already her second album into like her sexy artist phase, you know.
Yeah.
It was after Can't Be Tamed came, was that the third one? Yeah, it was. So her third album was Can't Be Tamed. That was the beginning of the sexy phase. 2010.
Yeah, it started with her dressing like a middle schooler, moving to wearing some kind of sexy clothes. Second and third album were her like wearing like some lingerie, and then Bangers came out and she's like, I'm buck naked, hanging from a wrecking ball, showing my whole butt and boobs. And then she was actually out on tour, like tweeting things like free the nipple and blah, blah, blah. And so she would just be like out on stage, like with her top off singing and stuff in Europe.
Oh, I didn't know that. Jeez. What's the song that she did with Mark Ronson? Like Nothing Breaks Like a Heart.
That's right.
There's with the video where she's like crawling around in the car with her butt hanging out and stuff.
Yeah. And she was actually one of the first people that speaking of Miley Cyrus's butt, she was one of the first people that kind of took advantage of like TikToks and she would make TikToks of herself twerking.
Right.
Which would just get like a million gazillion views.
And I'm torn on the. We have our national obsession with asses. Like I gotta say, I'm like torn on that in general.
Yeah.
Because obviously it shows the degradation of our society, but at the same time, like I'm a fucking dog, And
I feel like the ass has been celebrated for time immemorial. It was there for the fall of Rome. It'll be there for the rise of Russia.
But that song, "Nothing Breaks Like a Heart," is a badass song.
Yeah, that's a great love song, a great ballad. I mean, she can absolutely scream them out, and I would say she's in that album. I mean, I think she's kind of on par with Adele, even though maybe not a lot of the people want to admit that. But like, she can sing about heartbreak. She can sing about relationships. She can actually sing.
Yeah, that always comes through. And some of my favorite stuff by her is when, I think it was like the Backyard Sessions was when it really came out for me. When it's just stripped down to her and a Rhodes piano, for instance, as there was a demo version of this song we're talking about tonight, or just her and an acoustic guitar. Like, she's got a beautiful voice. It's striking. Never fails to impress me with her range and like the way she arranges how she sings.
So she has the great, perfect character diamond of, or character triangle of like super sexy, hot teen model. Then bottom right is like pure Christian country girl. And then bottom left is like super sexy raver who gets naked and does drugs.
Mm-hmm. Oh, she was on Joe Rogan and she was talking about Hannah Montana. She's like, yeah, it's really just a test of how much weed could a young girl smoke and still be a Disney superstar teen. And Joe's like, how much weed was that? And she's like, it was a fuck ton more than you think. It's like, okay, respect to that. Her behavior definitely like got attention and negative attention. I think Dolly Parton came to her rescue. I have a quote from her saying, the girl can write, the girl can sing, the girl is smart. And she doesn't have to be so drastic, but I will respect her choices. I did it my way, so why can't she do it her way?
I think that she does need to be so drastic. I think that that's like a great thing about Miley Cyrus is just her like absolutely just like making headlines with these different things that she does. Like, I mean, there is, if you get naked in a music video, that's what you intend to do. You're trying to like, make some waves, and she absolutely knows how to do it. She knows
like
how to manipulate her audience. Yeah, like D'Angelo, like when he's just having his cum gutters just flaying on the screen. And then he comes back 10 years later with an album, and he's like a big fat guy. And I'm like, yeah, D'Angelo, I can finally feel you now.
I can relate to you now.
Hitting the new demo. I love it. So let's see. This song, by the way, if y'all didn't see this, broke the record as the fastest song in Spotify history to surpass 1 billion streams.
Jesus.
112 days. It took 112 days. Well, that's three months and change before 1 billion people had bopped to this one.
And that's one of the many reasons why, that's starting off there, that's one of the many reasons why I'm not a fan of the song. Because I'd never really listened to it. I was like subjected to it. Like, I feel like at this point, like the algorithms know me better, but they kept sending me that song,
Mm-hmm.
It's like you would like to watch videos about Mexican boxers and like Rumi and Hafiz, so you'll love this. Just like over and over and over. And I was like, I heard that song like 10 times. I never once made a conscious decision to listen to it.
Yeah, seriously. It's like, no, bro, I told you I don't want your meth. I'm playing chess.
I find it hard to believe it was like, just blew up like that out of nowhere. I think it was somehow corporately just pushed like out of the gate.
I think you're totally right. I mean that's how like most of this shit goes. Like, people are popular because they're popular, and then they get more popular because they're popular. And
true. That and bots. Apparently there's a major problem in Spotify with major artists using bots to boost all of their views. And Spotify's like, well, we're in bed with all your A&R people and your, record label. So we're just going to let that one slide. But if you're an independent guy, like we'll kick your ass for bots.
I can buy myself numbers. I can buy myself data.
For sure.
Well, normally on this podcast, what we like to do is we watch the music video all together. We gather around the campfire. We roast a couple marshmallows. We watch the music video. Do you guys want to do that? Jed, are you in a place where can your TV turn into, you can see me. So if I share
have
the
a
music
second TV.
Damn. Mr. 2 TVs over here. Shit.
Holy shit, dude. What does it feel like? All right. So we're going to watch Miley Cyrus Flowers.
Her dancing kind of made me sad. Especially in that big old empty mansion of hers, man.
Yeah, it looked sad. She looked sad.
Yeah, dude, I get the Drake song, started from the bottom, now we're here. They're like in his pimpin' ass Canadian mansion and like with all of his homies. And it's like, that's a good time. You've come up to the top from, being a shopping clerk or whatever. Now you're in this
he was a teen TV star.
Well, I was kind of following the convention of the music video itself.
Got it.
Showed him coming from. But but Jed, like you're saying, yeah, man, it's just kind of sad. Like she's all alone in her big ass mansion, which is way,
I think she's trying to look. There may be some symbolism with the men's jacket on, like, and she's saying, I don't need anybody else. And I think she's trying to look like just like Brian said, just free and stuff like that. But even in her dancing, to me, it just doesn't come across. The first time I heard that song, I was like, oh, this is kind of a sad song.
Yeah, she had a case of the COVIDs, man. She's all locked down with no one to hang out with.
There's a song, I heard a song not too long ago that everybody knows, which is like, you ain't nobody till somebody loves you. You ain't nobody till somebody cares, Mm-hmm. And it's got like a romantic ballad kind of style, but it's like, it always struck me as like a super sad song,
Yeah.
But it's closer to being true than this song is.
Agreed. Brian, it came out January 12th of this year, Flowers.
Okay. So a little bit post-COVID, but it does have some of those COVID vibes. Like if we want to we'll talk about the video first and then we can kind of get into the music and lyrics side of things. But like, so what we're essentially watching, the music video is just like her walking up to her very well appointed, I would say, LA mansion.
Tastefully
decorated. Mamma mia, the taste is just dripping off of everything. She's slipping in taste and class. And she's walking up the driveway. She's walking up to her house that none of us will ever be able to afford to have. Already the socialist in me.
See a house like that.
Yeah, you're not even allowed to see it. If you have a drone, they're going to shoot that drone down.
Oh, amen. Her first impulse, I do enjoy. I feel this often coming home from a long day of work or what have you, is just to take all your fucking clothes off. So, props.
You're like, every day when I get home from work, I just throw off my coat and just dive into my Olympic size heated swimming pool
in my black like designer lingerie. She strips off her clothes that she wore to work. I guess she wore a basically what is like a golden robe.
Mm-hmm.
So she's immediately connecting with her country audience just right off the bat. And she strips off her golden robe. She walks up. She gets into her black lingerie. And then she begins to do a little swim. And she's swimming and she's singing about like, yeah, I don't need it. I don't need this guy that I was with. And, I could kind of handle all this myself. And I think a lot of us who listen to this song are like, yeah, I can kind of handle this myself too. Like if I have like a little bit of like about 10 minutes alone and some coconut oil, I can probably just take care of this myself.
Just my super greens and my exercise routine in the breezeway.
Okay, you missed my point, but that's fine.
Damn it. Well, wouldn't be the first time.
You guys write songs. Does that song have a bridge? It doesn't even seem like it has a bridge, really.
No, it had no bridge.
No.
It was just literally verse, chorus, verse. It's a classic songwriting, staple. And I think it's in some ways in many times that type of style of songwriting has worked for many people before. And I think that may be also kind of like leaning back to like her country roots, where like it's a lot of just verse, chorus, verse, and then end and fade out. But like it just really kind of doesn't work with this one.
It's like one of the reasons why I like silly pop music and like big blockbuster action movies and stuff, is because there'll be like some new synth sound or some new special effect or some new inventive big budget thing that's like, whoa, that's cool,
Mm-hmm.
But it doesn't have it. That song doesn't have it. It's got the most straightforward everything. It's very, very predictable, but it's not catchy. There's like I like listen to the song, I started thinking like, oh, the difference between predictable and catchy. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And the song is also biting like 5 other pop songs.
Yeah.
That are like almost literally have to do with the exact same thing that her songs. Like there's other songs that like, I hope you buy yourself flowers. So there is a song that has a chorus that says, I hope you buy yourself flowers. And she's like, I can buy myself flowers. I'm like, wow, Ed Sheeran had to go to court for his song. Miley Cyrus did not. She got to stay away.
And she starts it off by saying like, we built the house and then watched it burn, which is like, I feel like I've heard that a couple 100,000 times.
Yeah.
Watch it all burn, the bridges burn, the house burn, burn it all down.
Yeah, I definitely heard Gloria Gaynor, I Will Survive is definitely in there.
Oh, the I Will Survive is such absolutely the spark for this song.
Mm-hmm.
You're 100% right.
Although that's like the OG song, and like there's way more pathos in that and regret.
Fire. That song is fire.
Yeah.
It's like that song is like also I am so powerful I can survive without love. And Miley Cyrus is like, fuck love altogether. Or like, she's like, no, love is creature comforts.
She's so blasé about it.
Dude, you're so right. She's like, well, I don't need to have relationships. What I need to do is just be able to kind of like hang out and buy myself stuff, do stuff for me. And then if you're watching the music video, you're like, I just need to work out, like focus on me. It is the most like narcissistic of like self-help healing bullshit.
Mm-hmm. Well, I'm glad somebody said it.
Miley, you need a man.
I'm sorry, but no, you don't necessarily need a man. But love is not creature comforts. Like, let's just be very clear about that.
Yeah.
What is love, guys?
Well, I guess it wasn't Liam Hemsworth. Wasn't that her dude?
God, why not? Why did that not work out, Ryan?
I don't know. Maybe it had to do with the wildfires that burned down their house. Once they didn't have the home to live in, Liam was just like, I'm out. Fuck this.
No, she blamed it on him. She's like, Liam, why do these wildfires keep burning down our mansions? My daddy said if you were a real man, you'd fight those fires with your fists. You dumb Australian son of a bitch. Get over here. You're too sexy. Never mind. I don't love you no more.
I did find it funny. She has, so one thing I wanted to start praising her on was she has the Happy Hippie Foundation. I don't know if you guys came across that.
Hey.
It focuses on youth homelessness, particularly among vulnerable populations like the LGBTQ community. And like, that sounds cool and all. And then I found after the wildfires hit them, they dropped fucking $500,000 to the Malibu Foundation to fucking rebuild all of the poor billionaire homes that burned down.
Mamma mia. Come on.
It's like,
I think they were fine.
Yeah, I guess, every nonprofit has its dirty underbelly.
Miley Cyrus is like, Peter Bogdanovich didn't have insurance on his multi-million-dollar Malibu mansion.
Poor soul. So yeah, that's basically the video. I think we're already kind of dancing.
No, we forgot about the part where she works out.
Yeah. Honestly, there's a few of those moves in my routine. The back arches, great for the L5. Those bird dogs, let's go. Get those every day. You're going to have good core strength and you're not beating yourself up with crunches.
That's right. That's how you stay out of the nursing home.
Mm-hmm. Of course, she has to throw in the sexy little hip thrust and shit while she's working out, which I find women way more attractive personally when they're just lost in what they're good at. Like if she were just playing a guitar or really into focusing on her song or whatever, I would find that infinitely more attractive than her just in her lingerie trying to be like, do a sexy workout routine.
Well, she's not doing it for you, Ryan.
Well, I'm torn on that as well.
She's doing it for me, Brian.
She's doing it for me. Miley Cyrus is my girlfriend.
I see where you're coming from with that, Ryan. I really do. But at the same time,
whatever, man. Give me Alicia Keys just playing the piano and, acting out a relationship scenario with Method Man, and I'm way more attracted. That's just me.
That's what.
Yeah. Do you think Miley Cyrus like left Liam Hemsworth for Method Man, or for which member of the Wu-Tang Clan do you think she would she be most compatible with? Let's all go around the table.
You God.
Okay, but you have to defend that.
Well, I can't defend that. I was just trying to think of like the most
obscure, the obscure one. You got
No, I think Method Man would probably have the star power to keep up with. I'll go Method Man.
Okay. I was gonna say Ghostface Killer.
Ooh, no, Ghostface for sure, 100%, because he should already be on a track with her because he did tracks with Amy Winehouse and stuff.
Yeah, there, exactly. And I feel like, he could just be her little.
I'm taking back. I want to retract You God and Method Man and stick with Ryan's choice of Ghostface.
Fair enough.
Welcome to the team.
I'm going to go with Inspect a Deck because in the PlayStation game, Inspect a Deck had he would use his two fingers to like poke really fast, and I think
she would catch on to that and get pretty hot and heavy. You think?
I don't know. I think centering women's pleasure is an important thing to do.
With violent two-finger poking. Okay, sure.
Inspect a Deck.
So, maybe Miley's striking out in her romantic life right now, but it sounds like her dad, Billy Ray, is having a whole renaissance of his career as well as romance.
Well, don't break my heart, Mikey Breaky Heart. Tell me more about this.
So, there's a young artist named Fire Rose. I think she has her own music career as well. She was featured in the Hannah Montana show where Billy Ray Cyrus first met her.
Ryan, I don't know how much I like this anymore.
So she's now in her 20s, to be fair.
No.
He's in his 60s. And the latest photo they posted on socials had her with a pretty big looking wedding ring on. Now, the engagement is total rumors, but they're definitely dating. And he's just being Billy Ray, with his fucking corny dad jokes, I'm sure. Railing a 20-year-old. She's younger than fucking Miley. Miley is not a fan, apparently.
Yeah, no, I bet. Miley's like,
so.
Miley's like, why did you steal my song when you made your song? I could buy you some Ensure. I could buy you a Walker.
Oh, can we talk about the emphasis on the second syllable in that chorus? I hate it when songs do that. It just drives me up the fucking wall. Why didn't you just parse those syllables out? Flowers. I'm fine with that. Don't give the emphasis to the ers and then raise it up a couple of key or notes because it just, I don't know why it gets me so on edge.
If you listen to this song and you are a person like me who wears a night guard to bed for your teeth, you'll be like, oh, okay. So she just went into the recording studio with her night guard on.
Her CPAP machine.
No, she's just got a big plastic thing in her teeth that's just like when I go to bed and I put my night guard on so I don't forget it. So I do a little bit earlier and then I start to talk to my wife and I'm just like, did you have a good day at work today? Oh, I'm glad everything went great. If you hear Miley Cyrus on this song, it's just like, we were good. We were good. We were dreamed in a camp. Sorry, forgot to put my night guard in. Hey, you know what? Keep the bite guards important. You're going to crack your teeth if you don't wear this. So,
congratulations on your self-care journey, Miley. But yeah, there's a time and a place.
When you said self-care, it just I wanted to ask you guys about that. I like the idea of self-love, but I've been trying to figure out, I don't really know, but I've been trying to figure out if there's a difference between self-respect and self-love or what the difference is. Because I like self-respect, But when I hear people talk about self-respect, I generally just like it. And I'd like to treat myself with respect, you know what I mean? But when I hear people talk about self-love, I generally kind of repel from it.
I think the difference is you have to earn self-respect to yourself. Whereas self-love, you're just like, no, I deserve love. Even though I'm a piece of shit.
I think if you do self-love the right way, it will lead to self-respect maybe.
Oh yeah.
In your choices and actions.
I like the idea of like I just treat myself like someone I respect. Like let's say Brian came to visit me in North Carolina. Like I respect Brian, so I would like, have him make a nice bed for him. I get him the type of coffee that he wants, and I do this and that. I would make sure he was comfortable, you know what I mean, if I put him up, you know what I mean? Because I respect him. And for most of my life, I wouldn't treat myself like that. But now I do. Because I'm like, oh, yeah, I'll just treat myself like someone I respect. You know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah.
I can get that. But I think it's just the word, like, I don't know. But then I love myself. I love myself so much. That just always throws me.
Yeah, because I think what it leads to is a little bit of like indigence and like just absolute faith in the immediate what's the part of the human mind that just like it is focused on like its own wants and needs? Is that the ego or
the id?
The id. It is. Yeah. Self-love is. I think when a lot of times people when they're talking about self-love, it's just like it's really about the id. It's about scratching itches, and I think this really relates to this song. Like it's just like I can do it all myself. I can handle myself. I can make myself feel good. I can buy myself flowers is the title of the song, kind of. Like
the saddest lyric, the lyric that we didn't mention is she says, I can hold my own hand.
Yeah.
And that's the one I was like, wow, that's kind of just, that almost borders on pathetic in a way.
that actually does not make you feel that good. I've tried it a couple times and I squeezed my hand until it fell asleep and I did some other stuff.
You're great. It didn't. Every morning when you stare in the mirror and affirm yourself.
Yeah, that was definitely self-love you were practicing, Brian, not self-respect.
I found a song, I found a pop mega hit that's the philosophical opposite of this song, in my opinion.
Okay.
Yeah, do tell.
Nat King Cole, Ella Fitzgerald. Nat King Cole was a huge, huge star.
He was.
And they sung the song Paper Moon. And I was listening to that, I didn't search it out, but I was listening to that song and the lyrics were had so much imagery and they were so profound that I immediately was like, started comparing them in my mind to this song, to the Miley Cyrus song. But listen to these lyrics for a second.
Unfair to her.
Well, except it's sort of fair because you started out by saying like, well, something about the entropy of our times and they just we talk about these singers because they kind of represent our times and stuff like that. And that's kind of what we're doing. We're not really trying to trash Miley Cyrus, but just sort of critique like what it means that she's singing these, you know what I mean? But like, listen, like humor me for a sec. Listen to these lyrics, all right?
Okay.
Say it's only a paper moon sailing over a cardboard sea, but it wouldn't be make-believe if you believed in me.
Believed in me.
Yes, it's only a canvas sky hanging over a muslin tree, but it wouldn't be make-believe if you believed in me. Without your love, it's a honky-tonk parade. Without your love, it's a melody played in a penny arcade. It's a Barnum and Bailey world, just as phony as it can be, but it wouldn't be make-believe if you believed in me.
If you believed in me, wow. Ba-da-ba-da-ba-ba-ba-ba.
Now, if you listen to the Nat King Cole version of that, which was a hit, right? Big star. He's saying love is real, but the world is fake. And Miley Cyrus is saying, she's saying
love is fake, but
love is
the
fake,
material
but the world
bullshit. You're the pool and me and my lingerie. That's what's real. So he can fuck off.
And I think that definitely speaks to what would you call it, Brian? The cultural decay,
entropy.
The cultural entropy that we're sort of undergoing,
but I don't want people to misunderstand that as being like the cultural entropy of like we used to have these great values when Nat King Cole was kicking ass. Nat King Cole also got treated like trash, and he had to demand cash payments before every live show, otherwise they pretty much wouldn't pay him.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's not the culture at large, but the
It's about what we like.
the highest expression of the art that we consume, you know?
Yeah.
It's the I don't know, the paper moon, the cardboard sea. It all feels hollow, kind of like the lyrics on this song. Like I feel like she doesn't really even believe it. She could have written a better song that made me believe, yeah, fuck it. You don't need a partner in this life. You can
and actually
be strong in yourself.
She's written a better song about relationships, Wrecking Ball.
Yeah.
Which really has a lot of the deep feeling about just like a person that came into your life and just absolutely like turned it upside down, topsy-turvy. But this one is just kind of like, well, were you even in love with Liam? Like I know you're writing the song about him and you're singing it from the mansion that you two bought together. Like, did you even have feelings for this guy? Like, I'm not really even sensing any true emotion other than the fact that, like, yeah, it's nice to, it's nice to kind of be alone sometime and just do your own thing, which is cool.
Sure, but it sounds like none of us are convinced, is the takeaway. Not convinced of her claim for self-independence here and actually being happy
Yeah,
about
it's like if I wrote a song about Ryan and it went like, I don't need Ryan, I don't care, I can produce my own podcast, I can produce a podcast, I can have a friend who lives far away in maybe possibly a place in the Midwest. I could replace him so easy. I don't care. Whatever, I don't care. I don't need him at all.
It's like when Nate Dogg said that I will never love a hoe. I was like, yes, you do, Nate Dogg. I can tell by the quality of your voice deep down inside. I know that you love hoes, dog. It's true, though.
Truer words were never spoken.
I mean, if we're gonna, trash on Miley Cyrus, then let's just bring Nate Dogg and do it out of nowhere. Like another guy with a great voice that had a very bizarre, like philosophical view on love.
Two rising stars in the firmament.
R.I.P.
Actually, maybe they would have got together better than Ghostface.
Yeah.
Either of them they're both just sort of anti-love.
Miley's back. Miley's back.
Hey, I would have shown up for their song though.
Hell yeah.
They made a track together. Absolutely.
I think Jedd introduced me to Pharaoh Monch, whose book I read this year.
His book.
Oh no shit.
Yeah.
Sick.
And his book was very interesting. Like, I'm not going to say it was great, but it was a very interesting like take on hip hop at the time. But I was thinking about Jedd the whole time while I read that.
He did a thing a couple years ago that was like a trio, him and two like heavy metal musicians. I can't remember the name of it, but it's dope.
I don't love to see that. It's like when Sendog broke off from Cypress Hill and joined like the biker gang and does. Like,
I know normally, but this is different. This is like because they're doing something different. They're not just playing like it's not like a Limp Bizkit kind of sound. It's more of like a Brad Mehldau kind of sound.
It's not like when Steven Tyler and Run DMC like got together, did cocaine a bunch in one night and said, we need to make a song together. So what about, so let's talk about the lyrics. So we were good, we were gold, kind of dream that can't be told. We were right till we weren't, built a home, watched it burn. Hey, listen, I am against arson because I want to, let's keep those firefighters free for real emergencies. Don't burn down your home just because like you're having a fight with your partner. I think we can all kind of get behind that. Jedd, you're against that. And so this is your time to rebuttal.
Arson? Well, I'm on the fence about arson. It has many things. It's very nuanced, Brian. Very nuanced.
Sometimes you gotta burn.
It depends, yeah.
I thought I was against it until I realized Smokey the Bear was a sex offender. So now I just don't know what to believe.
Okay. We are not even digging into that, Ryan. I'm glad you started your own joke thread, but we're gonna just chop that one off the head like a Gleeok in Zelda.
So here's the first verse I want to stack up against. We just went over hers. How about this? He left no time to regret, kept his dick wet with his same old safe bet. Me and my head high and my tears dry. Get on without my guy. All right, who wore that first verse better?
AAB rhyme scale.
That was Winehouse.
You got it. Yep, got it in one. That was Back to Black by Amy Winehouse. And I think she kind of kicked Miley's ass on that first verse.
Oh,
We're going head to head.
Yeah, I mean, I think this for Miley lyrics, I don't know. This one comes across as kind of lazy.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, like Jedd said, built a home and watched it burn. How many times have you heard that already? We're treading old ground.
Yeah, as a producer, you kind of got to be like, fire, baby. It's been done to death. A lot of talks about fire. There's a song called Fire. I want to be a fire. Doors have done it. Jimi Hendrix has done it. Enough with the fire, babe. Let's talk about something else. Got ice, radioactivity, lightning, cold power. Come on.
Plasma. Plasma's huge right now.
I can shoot plasma at you. Just a X-Men havoc.
Radiate free ions. Yeah, man.
I would love to have a cold-powered Miley Cyrus, but it's been done to death. So she can buy herself flowers. She can write her name in the sand. Essentially, with the chorus, you think like, so was your boyfriend stopping you from doing these things? Like he didn't want to buy you flowers. He was just he saw you like putting. He's like, I see you dragging your toe in the sand and making an M. Stop right there. No, not while you're with me.
It's kind of a quaint romantic thing. Yeah, go ahead, Jedd.
No, she's just kind of, she's like listing like the good things about relationships and being like, I can have all the good things without the relationship.
Mm-hmm. Although, how many times have you gone out to the beach and we're like, hey, baby, look what I did. Look over there. I wrote your name in the sand.
That's my number one move right there.
I'll say if you know cursive,
I'll dump some sand on my own kitchen floor just to write someone's name on it.
Now that's fucking romantic.
But never my own name, because that's just a sign of the times, baby.
That's cringe. What you do is you dump a bunch of sand in your living room and then write their name in it, and then you hand them a broom and you're like, get this fucking sand out of here. Go to bed.
I DJ'd once at a frat house that trucked in 3 large garbage trucks full of sand from the coast for their beach party. And they had those fucking foam machines in their dance hall. And all of the sorority girls came in their heels, and every single one of them just took a header at some point in the night and like slipping around on all that foam. And it was a major moment of Schadenfreude in my life.
At least this wet sand is here to break our falls.
No, the sand was outside. They were fucked. That was just hard linoleum, baby.
The grabbing the sand from the coast actually is. So there's such a thing as playground sand, which is purified sand. I know this from experience. And then there is like people that are like, well, my kids need a sandbox, but I know where to get some sand. There's some sand dam at the ocean. You go fill up your truck, and then you put it in the sandbox, and then a bunch of critters and lice and like biting insects come out.
Everyone's got sand fleas now. Great. Yeah. I think my favorite line in this entire lyrical nonsense was, I forgive every word you said. No remorse, no regret. I forgive every word you said. That's a nice sentiment.
Mm-hmm.
Not regretting it, but like I'm also letting it go. Like, whatever, bygones be bygones. I think that is a very adult move.
It's when both of the parties of the divorce are super wealthy people who are beautiful and are going to totally bounce back. It just really makes it easier.
I bet the first time she wrote, I forgot every word you said, and then went, you know what? I'm going to soften it up a little bit.
That's what I thought she said for sure, as far as misheard lyrics the first time around, till I looked up the lyrics. And I was like, damn, that's cold. That's actually really cold.
Or I misunderstood every word you said because you're Australian and you guys like talk all weird.
Who you guys? So who are you guys talking about? You guys have brought up like some actual.
He's Liam
Hemsworth.
Liam Hemsworth
from the Thor.
No. Liam Hemsworth would be Thor's kind of little brother who he's also been in movies, but he's not exactly the same level of charisma and acting ability.
I don't know, 6 of one, half dozen of the other.
How's his sand riding ability? Pretty bad, I guess.
Apparently not good enough to keep Miley Cyrus.
Anything else you guys want to talk about lyric-wise, though? I mean...
Well, I like
we talked about the hand thing.
Yeah, we talked about the hand thing. We talked about how the idea that you could probably like handle it your own self. A lot of the lyrics are like, I can handle, like, I can do me better. I can love me better. It's also just your standard, like, verse, chorus, verse, like, literally no bridge, nothing in between. The song never changes. I don't know if we're going to move to talk about the music, but, like, it is just, like, a disco beat that is borrowed from a few different places, and I think that they might have a legal case.
Yeah. What was the song? Like, everybody was dance. No, that's not the one I'm thinking of. Oh, whatever. I'm not going to sing one disco song. It'll sound like the other one.
What's that Aphex Twin song where the guy like opens up his mouth? He's like, yeah, I think she bit that a little bit too.
Oh my God, man. I just watched a documentary on Richard D. James. He's my favorite. I love that guy, dude. He's amazing.
Yes. Well, maybe Miley should marry him next.
That's a good matchup right there. He does not give a fuck when it comes to any kind of commercial success, and I applaud him.
And I kind of thought that Miley didn't either for a while, and that's kind of one thing that I really liked about her. But she had this then kind of like mini renaissance that she then walked back, where she was just like, actually, y'all, you know what? I'm just a country girl, and I believe in traditional values. And then she was like, oh, actually, never mind. It sells more records when I'm like a hot, sexy like girl who gets naked.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I think that she's actually like you guys were kind of saying earlier, like she's being honest. I just think that she's wrong.
Yeah.
I think she's being honest, and she's like an honest person, an honest artist, and like it's hard to blame somebody that was famous from when they were like 5 years old, like for going through like a slutty phase when they, you know, they're naked wrecking ball phase or whatever the hell it was.
I mean, I think that she could do that forever. I mean, like Lady Gaga does that. Mm-hmm. I think that's a great message. I think even a 70-year-old singer should be like naked on a wrecking ball if that's what like they want to present themselves. I just think that this song feels lazy.
Exactly. If corporations and artificial intelligence are going to take over the world, then we need our singers, our naked singers, to be singing about love for real, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah. Can't agree more.
And I think that this song almost was kind of an attempt to talk about a certain part of a relationship where you're like, where you break up and you're done with a long-term relationship and you're kind of like enjoying your freedom and just really embracing the fact that like you're not really like part of a two anymore and you can kind of just do whatever you want. And that's great. I think the song gets a little bit undercut by the message of just like, I can do whatever I want. I can swim in my amazing pool. I can walk around my mansion in my $1 million underwear. And like, it just feels a little bit just kind of like, Miley, we're not really there with you. Sorry. Like, can you, I think Taylor Swift does a lot better job of like talking to her audience and pretending that she is not actually a billionaire that is way above them, that considers them like cockroaches.
I don't think I've ever listened to Taylor Swift.
Oh, well, I can meow some Taylor Swift songs for you if you want. Ryan's saying no.
Brian, are you still singing?
Yeah, I sing all the time, man. I sing on this podcast.
Yeah.
I sing for my kids. I sing in the bathroom at work to let people know that I'm in there so they shouldn't come in.
You got a favorite number, or your kids got one that they love for you to sing?
I think my kids like when my kids have really liked when I've been singing the Little Mermaid songs lately. Since they just really saw that lately. They saw the movie, and they have seen the animated version too. And so like these poor unfortunate souls, so vain in need. Like Freya kind of like gets her. She's like, when she starts to kind of jam, like when I'm like, she's like, yeah,
that's
squash
Ursula.
those. That's Ursula. Squash
Sick.
those dumb mermaids. How dare they ask you for a deal? Kill them. Take their souls. And then in the car, I'm always just like, This is the day of the expanding man. Where do? That's the Steely Dan one that Wayne Shorter was on. Really like that song.
I was thinking they could transition to Ocean Man by Ween pretty easily if they're in a mermaid phase right now.
They played Ocean Man when I saw Ween this summer, and
Sick.
it was so loud that my ears were fluttering. I've never seen a concert played so loud as these 60-year-old drunk drug addicts. They both took breaks to go do drugs and admitted it.
They were like,
Oh, goddamn. That's rough stuff.
I've been taking minor breaks on this podcast to smoke my tobacco pipe.
Oh, well.
Sorry, is that the same thing?
That's fucked up, dude.
That's why I got the patch on, baby.
What is that? What's the patch?
I don't know what you're talking about.
He's talking about that little vaporizer over there.
Yeah, no, that's our other host. He is a fucking weirdo.
Degenerate vaporizer.
Our silent host. He's helping us out. We've got our producer, Ryan. We've got our special guest, Jedd Tyler. Thank you so fucking much for being here.
This is my first podcast ever. Did I send up Miley Cyrus good enough for you guys?
I think you did a freaking amazing job.
Right.
But
Absolutely.
now we've done the song. We are now to the part where we talk about shit that we actually like. So I don't know we should have told you that this was coming. But Ryan, do you have something that you kind of want to let the world know about how awesome it is?
Well, yeah, I think if you're looking for a cool-ass song, I already kind of gave away the first verse of it, but go listen to Back to Black by Amy Winehouse. She's a great artist to revisit, and, her lyrics will make you cry, make you laugh, and she's a fantastic singer as well, just like Miley Cyrus, but I think there's just a little more oomph behind her lyrical prowess. So, yeah, go check out Amy Winehouse again, guys.
For sure.
Yeah, absolutely.
I've been listening to the same album for a few weeks now. A female jazz soul singer named Liz Wright, Lizzwright, and the album's called Freedom and Surrender, and it's powerful. There's a couple songs on there that are just super fly, sexy, smooth, R&B type stuff, and then there's some really powerful gospel songs. There's every musician on the track is a grade A jazz musician.
Awesome. Yeah, this looks great. I'm going to dig into it.
And I think Jedd maybe kind of inspired me with some of his discussions today. A song that I kind of always go back to, when I just want to sit in a dark room and just listen to something that just makes me feel something so deeply, which is the John Coltrane and Duke Ellington collab, In a Sentimental Mood. And
good God,
I will just put that on and just turn the lights off and just sit there and just stare into the nothingness and listen to that. And it will just bring up stuff in me that I need to think about, or it will just help me to celebrate things that are going on that I should be thinking about. I don't know. It's a song for me that is just a healing factor. It's just a Band-Aid for my soul.
Excellent.
it's just got that Q-tip vibe. It just feels good when you put it in your ear. You know what I mean?
Yeah, absolutely.
No, but it's not fair to. It's really not fair to compare any music to that.
Well, that's why I went last, man.
Yeah, that's true.
End with the banger. Well, dang, that was a tight little production there, fellas. Yeah, Jedd, thank you so much for coming on and being our first guest ever on this podcast. It was truly an honor and just fucking great to hang out with you again.
You know what? I actually am going to stand against what Ryan just said.
Ooh, counterpoint.
And counterpoint to what Ryan just said and tell you, Jedd, thank you so much for being here and being on this podcast. I don't know.
Are we still on the podcast?
Yeah, we are. That's why I'm bullshitting and being
an idiot. Good. No, you guys should come to North Carolina.
Where's that?
It's over here somewhere, this side of the Mason-Dixon, this side of the Mississippi. You'll love it.
Right on. No, I've wanted to for a long time.
Come in the fall. Okay. We'll rent a cabin and check out the leaves changing colors and stuff. Be like, ooh, look at that leaf.
Dude, if I don't,
It'll be awesome.
If I don't see an orange leaf,
And we can
when
do
I'm there,
drugs
I'm gonna
too,
be
like your
serious.
buddies at Ween.
I think we're good. We're good just to watch leaves these days. I have iced tea.
No,
Not
but
too sweet though.
anybody
Bunch of
comes to North
sucrose.
Carolina, promise.
Right on.
Show you a
North
good time.
Kakalaka. Raise
Show you a
up,
good
take your
time.
shirt off, spin it around your head like a helicopter.
Ryan's moving to Kansas.
Oh, hey now, come on, let's not give away the farm on our podcast.
Ryan does not like to let people know where he lives.
I don't tell them shit, man. They don't get to know
That's
nothing about.
that's why I said Kansas, which was obviously a code for where you're actually moving.
Ryan is actually going to join the band Kansas and go on the road with them.
and tour Europe.
Road dogs.
Well, yeah, okay. So if you want to get in touch with us, if you want to actually send us a letter to ask us a question, don't send us a letter. Send us an email. And
An electronic letter via email at yhti.podcast@gmail.com. Or you can always hit us up on Twitter at YHTHI podcast. And commiserate with us. Tell us how you feel about these songs. Give us something else to shit on.
And the contest is still going on. If you want to somehow promote in a big way the podcast and get us some new listeners, get us up on some boards or whatever the fuck, and you can prove it to us with a little screenshot, then we are going to send you a picture, and then you also get to pick the song. But if you don't get to pick the song, I'm picking the song, and my song next time is like, please interrupt that. We do not want to listen to this song. It is god awful.
Oh, God. I'm looking forward to it already. Yeah, well, remember, we might not always love the songs that you do, but that certainly doesn't mean we don't love you. So hang in there for another week. We'll see you real soon. I'm Ryan.
I'm Brian. And this
I'm
is our
Jedd.
special guest, Jedd. Shit, I stepped all over you. God fucking damn.
And we love you, even though Miley Cyrus doesn't.
She certainly doesn't.